Good afternoon. Welcome to another interaction of Big Pats Under the Hood. And today I'm out here working with my 60-gallon compressor that I put together. And if you remember or can go back, let me give you a quick pro quo of what happened and what I done and how I came to this to putting this compressor together, assembling the parts and everything like that. And let me tell you what happened. Initially, my aunt gave me a 15-gallon compressor that had this 2 horsepower, 2 to 3 horsepower pump on it. And it this, also had that 1 horsepower motor on it. Well, the for some reason that's an old motor and it only has one capacitor on it. So it was just 1 horsepower and it wasn't going to be enough to continuously run this pump right here in order to fill this compressor. I tried it, wouldn't do it. I tried to use all of it, it wouldn't do it. So what ended up happening is I went on Amazon and I bought this 3 horsepower. I bought this 3 horsepower single phase, and that's what that means, single phase. And I bought this single phase. Now this thing has the ability to run at high amperage or low amperage. The high amperage would be the 230. The low amperage would be the 120. So I put it on a low amperage. The motor runs fine and everything like that, but I'm still having a little bit of an issue when it restarts, that it'll kind of drag a little bit. And I know the reason why it's dragging is because I'm not getting enough amperage to the motor, and that's the problem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my generator there. I'm gonna start I gotta service my generator anyway because a lot of times we'll have those rolling blackouts here in southeast Texas. So I gotta start my generator up and everything, service it, change the oil in and stuff like that, get it going. And when I get it started up, then I'll take and plug the compressor straight into it because I know that the max fuse on the generator is more than 30 amps because it's got three 110s on it and one 220. So I'm gonna do that. But as you can see, I took and got it aired up and everything. It's around 100 psi, give or take a little bit. Only leak I got, I used all the old fittings and stuff off the other compressor. I used this pressure regulator, came off of it. I was unable to use this strainer here because what happens is here at the bottom right here, it's loose right there. So I'm gonna have to try to find something to go up in these holes here and take this thing apart and see if I can just tighten up that replace the O-ring and just tighten up that collar in there. If I can do that, fine. If not, I'm gonna buy one of those Harbor Freight automatic purge valves. And as you can see, I got my drain valve here, down here and everything. I got that all hooked up. I got that. Yeah, this thing here is bad. I'm gonna have to take it. I'm gonna have to replace this thing here because there we go. I'm gonna have to tighten it up some more because it's leaking. So I'll drain the tank and then I'll drain the tank and I'll take this valve off, and I'm probably going to put some more tape on it or whatever like that. But that's the leak. Only leak I got so far right there. I got a little bit of one here, but I can change this thing out. I'm not worried about that. But this is the compressor that actually goes on this tank. It's a Sanborn 165. And so when this compressor was brand new, this compressor was built at, it was built at, it was built for 200, it was built for 200, for 220. It was built for 220. And it actually had a 5 horsepower motor on it. They make a Sanborn 130 compressor, same overall dimensions. Only difference is that on the crankshaft, the rod bearings, the rods are bigger on this 165 versus the 130. That's the only difference. Only difference in them. So once I get this, once I get my generator going and plug it up and let it run, I'm gonna see how long it takes for it to build up air with this compressor here, because as you can see, dimensionally, the only difference is this one here is a V. But if you look at it, it's about the same dimensions as this one here. So this one here is more efficient. These compressors here are more efficient because what the V has to do when it's running, it has to push, it'll make air in one of these cylinders, then it'll push the air to this cylinder and feed this cylinder, and then this cylinder also has to overcome the pressure from here and push it into the tank. So it's not as efficient as this single type compressor. And I didn't know that until I started building this unit here. When I started building this unit here, then I went in there and I started to look and see what the specs were, because as you can see, I have one of these big V compressors that goes on my big truck. But that's what we use, and this is a four piston. This one here is only 2. But you can get these so cheap at Harbor Freight and other places. You can get them, you can get the 5 horsepower one for under $200. You can get the 2 horsepower when they got there for under $150. But if for some reason this compressor doesn't work, I'm not going to go to Harbor Freight and buy one. I'm going to take this for about $75 for parts. I can buy a rebuild kit for this compressor here, which will come with the head gasket. It'll come with the reed valves. It'll come with new rings, gaskets, all that. And I'll just rebuild this compressor here and put it back on my tank here, what it came with, what it come with. Also, I was able to find the belt guard for it from this parts place that because what happened is Coleman no longer builds compressors. So what happened, PowerMate. PowerMate is a company by itself. It's no more Coleman PowerMate. It's just PowerMate now. And you can find them at Home Depot. You can find them at different places, but the compressor is red, and it'll just say PowerMate. So if you got one of these older compressors, you don't have to get rid of it. You can get new motor. I paid $138 for this motor right here, and that's brand new. And so you can get the motor, you can get the pump. As long as your tank's good, you can change the valves and fittings and stuff like that. But these things are just they just keep going, man. The main thing you want to do is get you a good drain. You want to be able to drain that tank. And so they have several automatic type drains, which the one at Harbor Freight, what it does is it runs a 1/4-inch line up to here, up to here to the pressure switch. And if your compressor has one of these one-way check valves here that has the 1/8-inch pipe fitting on it, what you can do is come off of there, because usually they'll come from here to the pressure switch. So some of them on this one here, this line right here goes from the compressor to this pressure switch. And what it does is it bleeds down, it lets the unloader valves be open. So when the compressor starts up, it is not starting with a load on the compressor. It freewheels until it gets up to speed, and then the unloader valves close on it. Now this one here doesn't have that. This compressor here doesn't have that. It's an older compressor. This is just, all it does is just pump. There's no unloader valve, anything like that. If it did, it would have it. Sometimes they'll have them here, or they'll have them tapped in one of the heads. Do that. But this one here doesn't have it. So if that doesn't work out, this will be coming off. This will be coming off, and I will be reinstalling this one here, because as you can see, it makes air. You can hear it. I mean, it pumps and everything, not locked up full of oil and all that. The guy I bought it from said that the head leaked, but I didn't know if he was talking about this unloader port here, because this port was just open. It doesn't show any signs that it had a fit in it, anything like that. So, and I haven't put it on here to test it. But if this one here doesn't work out, I'm absolutely going to put this one on. If it needs to be rebuilt, I'm going to rebuild it, because it's about the same, because this is a 5 horsepower pump here. Is what this is, a 5 horsepower pump. And so I'll rebuild it, and I'll put it on here and put it back like the way it came. Just wanted to give you all an update on what was going on. Not really doing nothing with the Monte Carlo right now, because, well, there's really nothing else left to do but the air conditioner. I need to buy a bracket for the compressor so I can mount a Sanadin compressor on here, a little short, eight piston compressor. I need to mount that on here. I'm going to buy a temp switch, because this one here broke, and I'm going to take this spade connector off. I'm going to put a ring connector on there. That'll look a lot better, be a lot easier, and they're better connectors and stuff like that. Trying to get me some stereo sound in here. So I got a couple of 6x9 boxes. I want to be taking those boxes along with this plate right here, and I'm going to mount it somewhere in this general area where I can have a radio, because I do like to listen to the radio and listen to sports and stuff like that and see what's going on. So with that being said, I just wanted to give you all an update what was going on, because I haven't posted it in quite a bit because I've been working so much. But that's the only thing. I'm just trying to finish up this compressor here, because when I start something, I want to finish it. Oh, another acquisition. My little brother gave me this toolbox here, and man, I needed it, because I had that other toolbox over there was filled up. Me and my wife went today to Home Depot, and I'm gonna get that one Home Depot has. It's about $1,500. It's about double. It's as big as these two boxes here together, with the middle box, and it also has a place where you can put your coat and stuff like that. But it's as big as this, as my old Craftsman box and this box here put together. It's about $1,400. I'm gonna, before I just pull the trigger on it, I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight and check their box out, do a price comparison as well as a storage capacity, and see what. But you can see I got this thing filled up. It ain't. I mean, that's just overflow from that other box and other stuff that I had. And I'm gonna be moving this box here closer to the wall over there, and get it all set together. And just it's right there. It's an old Kennedy box, but it's a good box. I mean, it ain't all beat up, nothing like that. And as you can see, I had enough tools and stuff to load it on up. You know, everybody knows what this is. That ring land cleaner. You know what that is, and your valve or spring compressor. You guys know about all that. I don't have to dance into that. Can't never have too many pipe wrenches. God knows I got enough of them, because I'm always needing to break something loose. But if you haven't done so, share the video. Thanks for the continued support, the continued viewing. And when I get out here and get that generator going and get that compressor, because that's going to tell the tale right there. When I put the generator on it, it's gonna have 120, but it's gonna have enough amperage because that generator puts out a lot of amps. So it won't be no struggling or straining on the motor. So that's gonna tell the tale right there. If this compressor is if the compressor is the problem, because the motor run all day long unloaded. The other motor was getting hot. This one here doesn't do that. But once I put the generator on it, it will tell the tale if this compressor here is bad and it's the problem. That generator will tell it, because it won't be able to run it, and it'll either trip the breaker on the motor, or the circuit breaker on the generator if it's drawing too many amps. And so that'll be the next thing that I'll be doing. And again, thanks for everything. I'm gonna get cleaned up and go in here and enjoy my wife and my boys. And I've been watching a lot of this and that, Finnegan's Garage. I really like watching Diesel Creek, and also that Salvage Workshop. Man, that guy, hey boy, he's good. He's good. I'm just, a lot of times I don't have the content to film, because when I get in, it's so late, and I'm waiting on parts to come in from Amazon or eBay, or I got to run and try to get the parts. And a lot of times when you're cobbling something together, you all know yourself that you can take everything with you, but sometimes some of these big box stores don't have everything. Luckily for me, I got a hardware store by me called O'Day, and they've been in business since 1973, 1974 out here in this area. So when you're looking for something, they absolutely will have it, because a lot of times the big box stores, they just don't carry all those intricate pieces like that. Sometimes I have to go to one of the truck parts place because I need to get a brass fitting or something like that. So it's just that's all part of building and stuff like that. I got to put a converter in my truck, and I'm gonna go on and buy one of those Yank billet converters. This thing has the 8L90 in it, and the converter is starting to chatter. It's starting to give me the warning signs that it's going bad. The truck cranks up, runs, and everything's still driving and all that, but I don't want to do any more damage to it with that converter, because I know that converter is going out. And so I need to get that done, just kind of getting over Christmas and New Year's and all that, and all that stuff. So it's just been one thing after another. So I'm gonna look at this monster transmission. I've bought some parts from them when I rebuilt the 4L60 in the Trailblazer. I bought the stuff from Monster, really good kit, Ray Bestos kit, red line clutches, quite pleased with it. And I used them also when I built the 200R4. I used them, and when I built the 700R4 stage 5 for this Monte Carlo, I used them, and I ended up putting the 5 pinion planets out of an Escalade up in there. And boy, I tell you, that makes a big difference on the way your car shifts, and the amount of the amount of torque that you can put through it, because that 5 pinion planet absorbs more load than that 4 pinion. And man, it's just a good deal. So I'm gonna get that done and get those parts ordered and And that's one reason why I'm working on that compressor, because I want to get it up and going, because I'm gonna do the body work and paint on my money caller. I'm gonna paint it myself as long with my C10. So that's the one reason why I'm doing the compressor. Not doing it just because I wanted it, because I did, but I looked around and those things were going anywhere from a used one. I don't know how many used ones called on it. Just missed them. So I said, well, okay, I'll just build me one. But look at the store. You can get them as cheap as about $900 for some of the lower brands. And if you're gonna get like a Sanborn or something like that, one of those real nice ones, you're gonna pay $2,000 plus for it. So I said, you know what? After I had got the tank and stuff from my auntie, that gave me the motor and the compressor. I said, well, I'll just find me a 60-gallon tank. I found this tank. The guy had two of them. He had this one, he had another one. And I bought this one here, pleasantly pleased with it. There's no leaks and everything like that. Good tank, clean inside. And so I just, the mechanic in me and the tinker in me always takes over. And I'm like, man, before I just give somebody $800-900 or $1,000 for a compressor, let me see if I can build me a really good one. So I did a deep dive on YouTube and looked at what everybody had. They had bought compressors, and when they repowered them, stuff like that, what they repowered them with. And I said, okay, I'll just do the same thing. I'll do it my way and build me a nice one. And that's what I did, and I'm real happy with it, real pleased with it. So I'm gonna cut the video off here because I need to go in the house and eat. But you all have a good one. Stick around, keep watching. I guarantee you won't be bored. It'll be some stuff that you yourself probably have done or gonna do or thinking about doing or can tell somebody else about it, and you can share the video. Have a good one.